To defeat an enemy, you must know them. Not just their battle tactics, but their history, philosophy, art. Welcome to the Chiss Ascendancy podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to
the Chiss Ascendancy.
We are in episode 110. Go ahead. I know, Trey, you're bursting at the seams right now.
I wanted the song to finish. We made it.
All right. It's episode 110. Sorry about the delay. Work has had me all over the place these last couple of days. So we're jumping in. We are in the finale of Heir to the Empire. Mm-hmm. So for those of you who are watching, listening, watching on YouTube, following on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, you can actually get us through Audible, which is pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't know that, actually.
You can, yeah. You can get us on Audible.
On Amazon Podcasts?
Yeah.
As they frequently remind me, Amazon Podcast is part of my Prime membership. If you didn't know, now you know. If you didn't get the spam email 6 times a week like I do.
Yep, precisely. So, we are in part 6 of Heir to the Empire.
Josiah's on business today. He doesn't want me to quote.
I am on business.
101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure. He doesn't want me to quote that. But I'm gonna.
I totally forgot what that was.
Precisely.
I'm trying to think of all that. I mean, of all of the 101 Dalmatians 2 Patch's Lending Adventure quotes, precisely was not on my list of.
Precisely.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, well, you're a failure.
I'll have to go home and watch it after this. We did watch a couple of minutes of Lady and the Tramp 2
Scamp's Adventure. Really diverse titles here in the dog movie sequels.
All right.
Out at Disney.
Come on, guys. Brainstorm here. Okay, what classic dog movies do we have? We need to do a part 2. They need to be straight to DVD. I don't want to mess around and screw around and waste time in the theaters. And also, I'm thinking adventures. Go.
Yeah. What city is it? What's the puppy's name? And throw adventure on the end of it.
Yeah. All right. Let's do Patch's London Adventure. Let's do Scamp's. We don't know what town that is. Let's just get the whole town together. Yeah. Scamp's Adventure it is.
Just the nice little New England town. That's all we know.
Yeah.
Very non-specific. Mm-hmm. Generic dog town.
So we're in the finale of Heir to the Empire.
We made it.
And so jumping right in, we've got our little notesy notes here.
Diving in like Scrooge McDuck.
It's not a liquid. It's a great many solids. All right. So we're trying to get off of Merkur. And as you can recall, all roads lead to Rome, a.k.a. Talon Card.
Yep. Every last one of them.
Yeah. I'm going to make a shirt that has the Italian boot. And instead of Rome, it's going to say Talon Card. And it'll be a very niche t-shirt. And it'll be like, oh, what's this shirt? And I'll say, yeah, you know, right here, all roads lead to Talon Card. And they'll be like, what? And I'm like, don't worry about it.
You wouldn't get it, idiot boy.
You wouldn't get it, you freaking idiot.
Idiot boy.
So, they are trying to get off of Merkur. Of course, as you can recall, Talon Card says, hey, how about a little switcheroo? And we'll have Luke escorting Mara out of the jungle instead of vice versa. Mm-hmm. And Tamara's point in this chapter, she's like, that's the best we got, huh? And Luke's like, that's all we have.
Yeah.
So he gets the cool cross draw blaster on his chest. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then he hides his lightsaber inside of
R2's little body.
Inside his brain. And then you get a really terrible moment of they're basically trying to get into town. Mm-hmm. And they're like, look, we can do the whole role reversal thing. And you can put on like a, pirate accent if you want, but you look like Luke Skywalker,
Yeah, they give him the old let's hit Harry Potter with the
ugly stick.
The ugly stick.
Yeah.
Except for it's a bush.
That is a really good point. That does look a lot like that.
That's pretty much exactly the same thing.
So they have this disgusting bush. Actually kind of looks like bluebonnets, like giant bluebonnets. and they cover his arm and his...
The forbidden lavender.
Yeah, his arm and his face, it gets covered in whelps. It actually reminds me of several years ago now, I was working in my yard at my old house, and... Do you know where I'm going with this?
I do know where you're going
so
with this.
I got into some poison ivy, and I hadn't known that I got into some poison ivy. And people have different variations of allergic to poison ivy. Some people, they touch it, and they're like, oh, man, they get a little rash, and they get a little soap and water, and they do that. Some of them, your eyes close.
Some of us, he means him.
Yeah.
That's
what happens to me is that I get a terrible swelling, and I was supposed to go work at a kids camp, and I was like, don't think I can make it. And
no Mushi.
All the areas that the poison ivy had touched, and all of the areas that my hands had touched,
his poison ivy hands had touched.
And I was in the yard for a very long time, so you can imagine I had to come in and relieve myself at least once. We'll move along with the story. It was miserable. So,
it wasn't great.
The same 2 scout troopers that beat the crap out of Grogu in the last episode of The Mandalorian find Luke and Mara, and they take them to basically the Imperial people on ground there. I do like how on page 5, I love
page 5.
Are you being sarcastic?
Yeah, a little
you
bit.
Jackass. I like the giant speeder that looks like a giant scout speeder, but it's a troop carrier.
Mm-hmm. It is cool.
Which is pretty cool. They get going, they're into town, and then you've got Han also, quote-unquote, sneaking his way into town.
Yeah, right. Very subtle.
And I really liked how...
Is that Mustache Captain or is that Pelion Captain?
No, I think that's Mustache Captain, because Pelion, we discovered, does not have a mustache before or after this.
Yeah, so if you're reading along with us and you have kind of a Berenstein's Bear sort of thing going on, we just assumed that Pelion had a mustache, and we had to go back and confirm in earlier issues that he did not, in fact, have a mustache. But it looks like they're doing an Uncle Slim thing from Home on the Range, where it's literally just the exact same character with a mustache.
What'd you do with Uncle Slim?
Put up your dukes, Mr. Fancy
Put
Britches.
up your dukes, Mr. Fancy Britches.
My comfy place.
This is my coffee. Can I ask you a question?
Good luck.
Every time we get back from a raid, are you sitting on that piece of the couch, blocking that choice piece of property from my view?
I'm going to have a heck of a time editing this part to keep your mic from peaking.
Just let it peak. That's...
Okay.
You know?
Yep, that's what's happening. If you're listening or watching and you're like, the audio here is terrible, think of me.
This is my comfy place.
And pray also for me.
Everybody likes the impressions from the show, so I've got to give it Uncle Slim a full go.
Okay.
And if you pause it right now, if you haven't seen Home on the Range, go watch the whole movie so you can get that joke.
Just make a night of it and then come back and finish the episode.
Moving on to page 8, this is my favorite version of Lando so far, where he's like, we're going to listen to Luke and do what he says. And the guy's like, I don't know. What about this? And Lando's like, I said we're going to, like, he just keeps pushing the gun further and further in the guy's face. So basically, they're bringing him into town. Luke says to wait on...
Do I have to pull the trigger?
I've got the gun sideways at this point, brother. I'll do it. So basically, they decide that they're going to wait until the Imperials have Luke and Han further into town to set off the explosives. You know what was so silly about this is that he says, wait until they're in town to hit the explosives.
Wait until they're under the arch, yeah.
So what was the point? Like, obviously the guy's got the,
I think the idea was to get them, like, trapped in town where they didn't have cover and they couldn't, like, be cut off. But I'm not sure. It's been years since I've read the novel, and sometimes the comics leave out important pieces of information.
Yeah, I thought it was...
I'm a details guy, though, so,
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that
that's why I never read an abridged version.
Yeah, I don't like... Yeah, it's... They, He hits the switch. It blows up the arch as they're bringing Luke and Han into town.
Is it not correct that Luke has them under the arch and then uses his lightsaber to destroy the arch to crush the stormtroopers? Is that not what happens? I'm fairly certain that is the case.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so they have
booby traps of some sort. The old tits. But,
so he has some kind of explosive. Oh, is it the blasters or something are linked to the explosive that he sets off?
I'm not entirely sure.
Because on page 9, the stormtroopers are blowing up.
Okay. That's page 23. That's too far.
Property from my view.
Sorry, guys. I refer to the source text here. We have Luke with his blue should be green lightsaber. He slashes a stormtrooper. He bleeds. I take umbrage with whoever illustrated this and whoever approved the illustrations.
Further back.
Yes, I'm making my way. Patience. He does
go.
a cool infinity logo that every millennial woman has a tattoo of to destroy the arches.
I was thinking that same thing. Like, where's the feather?
Mustache Pelion looks up to the sky and cries one tear. Bada boom.
Okay, what movie is this? You guys watching at home? Look to the sky.
Too easy.
3, 2, 1.
Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe.
Good job. What's his name?
What explosions?
I'm just
General.
kidding. Okay.
What explosions are we referring to? See, this is before. That just looks like they're getting shot. I think it's just an illustrative. They were in bomber vests.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, if you're listening, what we're referring to is there is a panel here. If you're not watching on YouTube, obviously, but at this point, I've put it on the screen. It's probably been on the screen for 2 minutes solid. There is a panel here where they finally do click the explosive switch, and it seems like there's something on the stormtrooper's armor, or maybe their blasters themselves, that are exploding.
Oh, it does look like maybe the blasters are exploding.
Right?
You know what? That rings a bell. That rings a bell that they had somebody that rigged the blasters to blow.
Does it? Okay. So at that point, the
blasters explode.
Han, Mara, and Luke are kind of free. Lando gets blasted by the giant super speeder that holds everybody. Where'd he go? I saw a video yesterday. I was going through Macy's stories that has all the kids in it. You know, we just go back there and watch it as the kids. But there's a video of Cash from probably like a year ago where he just looks significantly younger, even though it's only a year. But he's 6, fast, you know. Yeah. And he goes, "I hate that stupid rabbit." And then to your point, on page 10, you do the old Jabba's Palace lightsaber grab from R2 for Luke.
I think, and this is not mentioned in the comics, Luke says, "Hey, wait till the arch to, launch the attack." And everybody's like, "Why is he doing that?" And I believe in the databanks of my winter memory, Luke estimates that by the time they reach the arches, he'll be out of the group effect of the Islamari.
Oh,
use
okay.
The Force again.
Nice. So he gets his saber, and we both put note of this in our little shared note here, but another bloody lightsaber attack.
Okay, so we've ruled out officially that the Nogri have a nice liquid, very thin anticoagulant blood like the apologetic that we've created for the Aqualish and New Hope. We just have a bad case of 1970s fever. Friggin', I don't know. These were probably illustrated in like the 90s, early 2000s before anybody really cared that much.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a good point.
Maybe this guy only saw A New Hope and was like, "People bleed. It's a blue lightsaber."
Yeah, so they asked me to do Star Wars. I saw the first one. It sucked. That's all he's thinking about. So Luke then does the cool
but
little...
art school doesn't pay the bills, and I don't want to really give Dad the satisfaction of saying he was right. So
he wanted me to work at the newspaper.
A job's
he
a
had his
job.
Whole life. And you know what?
I can only draw so many pictures of Spider-Man. All right.
So he throws the lightsaber.
Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
That's my... Jameson. the lightsaber is the cool figure 8. Battlefront 2 throw once again.
It was very cool.
R2.
All disrespect to millennial women aside, it's a cool comic strip.
Yeah. R2, Mara, Han, and Luke are on the run. Imperials are destroyed. And long story short, Talon Card realizes, okay, we're for sure screwed. We for sure got to get out of here. And he mentions to Mara later on.
Screw the Islamari, if you will.
Yeah. Nobody can double cross Thrawn like that and get away with it unscathed. So
instead, screwed the pooch.
I really liked how.
You get it?
What? Screw the pooch because the dog.
No, I said screw the Islamari.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just Merker humor.
Yeah.
We like to have fun here.
Come on, guys. Put on Merker here.
Lose it up.
I like how the Millennium Falcon has Luke's TIE Fighter in tow on page 13.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then...
Do you think that's Luke's tow cable or the Millennium Falcons? Or is that just like Rebel Alliance standard issue? Or
I think it's probably... I mean, you would think it's the Falcon's tow cable, wouldn't you?
It's so funny to me that like the illustrators for this can't get past modern technology when it comes to solving regular problems. They're like, I don't know, just tie it up, I guess. I don't know.
You pull it. You saw the guy towing the car down the road. He has something. He pulled it.
Yeah. As opposed to like they have grab wells. They have
a 1,000 things.
Yeah.
I don't know, a big magnet.
I would like to see, maybe like a tractor beam sort of thing where it keeps it at a fixed position. Something. But nope, tow cable.
Tow cable it is.
Salt lick towing. Lizard lick, sorry.
Ooh, Lizard Lick was fantastic.
Here to repossess your X-Wing, Luke. You missed a couple beans.
From there, we see some machinations of Thrawn's plan at Sluis Van to basically destroy the rebels. Moving forward, we are there, and there's that random ship. It seems to be empty, and they're wanting to do an assessment of it, and it explodes as they're checking it out, and all of the stolen mole miner ships from Lando's gas planet are there.
And they're Lando's mole miners because it's mentioned in 3 separate panels that, wow, those look like Lando's mole miners.
Hang on a second.
I wonder, actually,
that's weird.
Lando's mole miners? Question mark? And they'd be like, oh wow, actually those look. It's coming.
Weird.
It's coming to me now.
It's coming to me now.
Is that Lando? Are these? No, Lando. Come on.
That's really weird because I wouldn't remember you had mole miners last time.
I saw 50 of them.
Okay, so the mole miners there.
Anyway.
And
you get the picture.
So, okay, break this down for us. He got the mole miners, they're Landos, and the concept is he wants to send.
You know anybody missing? What? Whoever in the parking lot's got these mole miner shaped lights. I can't even get it out. So stupid,
dude. So,
would the owner of these lost mole put the license plate up on the screen?
Guys, during the flight, it seems like some things shifted around. So we got a pair of mole miners here at the front. If these are yours, come clean them.
They're causing a heck of a ruckus out here at Sluice Fan Shipyard.
So what's the point of the mole miners for people back home who either are listening or, just like us, are sick to death of the mole miners and can't figure out what the hell's going on?
I can't remember the illustration I used when we were reading it earlier, but another good comparison here is if you've watched the Clone Wars and you see the attack
Lamprey.
Yes, that was the one. If you watch the Clone Wars illustrated series and you got to the episode where the CIS is doing an attack on Camino, the cloning facility, and they have those squid-like ships that kind of inject themselves into the domes and allow droids to come into the facility. It's much like that. They're the thing I said when I was talking to Josiah earlier was it was very Thrawn to turn these mole miners into a lamprey to take care of these.
Yes, that's a great analogy. It's called an AQ series aqua droid.
Yes, and so the idea
looks like a freaking squid, basically.
Yeah, so they're mole miners, as they were mentioned previously, and they have plasma jets that allow them to, instead of like a drill or anything like that,
they just burn through them.
Yeah, they cut into the hull of the ship so that they can basically take over them.
Yeah. So he's misusing the equipment, but the idea is that the mole miners attach themselves to whatever ship he needs because they're short on ships.
Yeah,
is the thing.
Thrawn needs to rebuild his fleet.
Yeah. So you shoot the mole miners, and then inside the things are space troopers, as you see on page 19, which is one of my favorite style troopers from the Legends continuity.
And Luke says, hey, there's stormtroopers in 0G armor. The armor mock-up looks a lot like the Dark Troopers from the Mandalorian series, if you've seen that and you don't want to look at the comics.
Which there are Dark Troopers in Legends. That's like a whole thing.
Yeah, it's same but different.
Yeah.
But the overall visual appeal is very similar to that of the Dark Troopers, even though I think the Dark Troopers are completely animatronic in the Mandalorian series.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and just to make sure, the space troopers, just so you know, are men in armored exosuits.
Correct. With little jetpacks and...
Which they look really, really cool.
They look really freaking cool.
And back when Hasbro gave a crap about Star Wars figures, besides like main characters, I guess it's just a different world because you have video games and stuff like that. But back in the day, like in the early to mid 2000s, there was a line called I think they were part of the Legacy line, but they made figures of those guys, and they were freaking sweet.
That is cool. It's a cool idea.
Really cool idea. And the difference is, so the space trooper, you only get one iteration. And actually, it's funny enough, we didn't get several characters in several different lines. So like Moff Tarkin, who's like basically one of the main bad guys. He's really the main bad guy of A New Hope, if you think about it, because he actually is Vader's boss, it seems.
Yeah.
And nowadays...
Or at least is some sort of equal and is in charge to some degree.
Nowadays, we have a much more broken down idea of who they are and how they relate to one another. But in the movie...
by the way, little plug for the Tarkin novel if you haven't read it.
Yeah, really good.
Completely transforms your idea of that character. It's very good.
And so they never gave a figure of him in vintage all the way up to like the late 90s Power of the Force figure for Tarkin.
That's crazy.
So he had been around for almost 20 years before you got a figure of him. But I say all that to say, when the Heir to the Empire book was coming out, this is how different the Star Wars world was. The books were like the major media coming out because we didn't have Star Wars TV shows, we didn't have streaming, things like that. So when comics and like Shadows of the Empire was another really big media release where it was like, here's Star Wars again. I like where we're at now because obviously a lot of everything, we're getting books, comics, and TV shows and movies and stuff. But there was something really cool. I wish I could have been older during that time because it was a little bit, not like hipstery, where like, this is our stuff, not yours. But it was just a little bit more of a niche community. And so a lot of these books got action figures and the comic characters got action figures and stuff. So I say all that to say, you can find the Space Trooper from like the 90s. Really, really cool.
For $1 million.
1990s Star Wars, let's look it up, Space Trooper figure. Of course, I'll put a picture on the screen for you folks at home. Look at that.
Yeah, they're very cool.
And
for whatever reason, this one looks like cash to me. Maybe it's just this kind of posture.
The way he's like this?
Yeah.
I think that's the newer version. But what's really cool is all the Heir to the Empire stuff, it says Star Wars. It's still under Kenner at this point, which is pretty cool. The original manufacturer of Star Wars figures. It says the Kenner Collection, Star Wars, and then in a little minor bubble under that, instead of like A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, whatever, it says Expanded Universe.
That's cool.
And then on the side, it says Space Trooper, and then it says 3D placing. What was cool was the card backs for these were, not like an inch thick or nothing, but like you could tell they were much thicker, and they were actually a 3D cardboard standouts. So you would like be really gentle and had
that's very
tabs and
cool.
stuff, and then it would fold out. So it looks like the outside of a spaceship. And it actually, hang on a second.
You're such a nerd, dude.
You guessed it. Open image, a new tab. You'll never believe what's on the pop out. It's a mole miner.
Oh, no.
Full circle moment there.
That's really funny.
Pretty cool.
We didn't even plan that.
No. The Lord works in mysterious ways, they say. Who made man's mouth?
I also, sorry, you've got
No,
me.
no,
on
go
a
ahead.
whole- I really like that Val Kilmer is both Moses and God.
And God.
It's just him yelling at himself.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes. So, like, I was watching Lady and the Tramp with my wife earlier, and they have the whole dogs howling in the pound, and my wife doesn't really think about the background aspect of it as much, and I'm like, it's really fun for me to imagine just a bunch of grown men howling in
Yeah.
harmony.
Yeah.
You know, when they're recording in 1950, whatever.
Yeah. Moving on to page 20, that really cool space trooper gets obliterated
Yeah, he gets
by Wedge.
absolutely crapped on.
And so ultimately the goal here is for, like you said, the mole miners to allow someone to take over the ship, which grows the Empire's fleet. This is a very important moment here, and we're only 2 pages left in this comic here, but a really important moment where we see Han legitimately thwarted for the first time. So he, like, let's
Han
say...
or Thrawn?
Sorry, you see Thrawn thwarted by Han.
I was about to say, I've seen Han thwarted a
A
couple of
zillion
times.
times.
It's not my fault.
It's not my fault. Yes, I do, every time.
Yeah.
You like that I include that little clip in the short that I made the other day about Han's force sensitivity?
I missed it.
Well, I send you every short I make.
I know you do. I know you. I'm sorry.
It's
been,
a minute, you bastard.
I watch. I will watch.
So the reason we haven't hit 1,365 views is because, but it's really cool because Timothy Zahn said that Thrawn cannot be defeated unless something,
Genuinely unexpected
yeah.
or out of his control.
And so it's kind of interesting.
Like a giant space creature.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that in the very last
Or a second giant space creature.
episode of Heir to the Empire, it kind of, in a way, is like a little prophecy, a little... We don't know this at the time, but it's a little tidbit looking into Dark Force Rising because he talks about having the mole miners basically like the whole Phantom Menace blow up the main receptor, all the droids die kind of thing. They're all connected to one thing. So the mole miners are attached to the ships, and Han basically says, just frickin' shoot them up and have them burn through all the ships and take off. And so it disables all the ships. Unfortunately, they are all destroyed. So the
Good thing there's a repair facility nearby.
yeah, exactly. So it does enough that it thwarts Thrawn's plan, and they need to retreat. What was really interesting is on page 22. It's literally we got 2 more pages after this, but Thrawn does something that's very different from most other Imperial folks. And part of that is because he's in charge, but part of that's because of just the way he thinks. So the mole miners have blown through the fleet that Thrawn was hoping to hijack, and Thrawn says, order the task force to begin its withdrawal. Imperial says, withdrawal? Thrawn responds, you were expecting perhaps an all-out attack that I should
Hit
seek
that up
to
for you
cover.
real quick. Here you go.
Perhaps.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That I should seek to cover our defeat in a frenzy of false heroics. We haven't been defeated, merely slowed down a bit. As long as we have Mount Tantus, our ultimate victory is assured. Carry out your orders. And so Thrawn knows when to just cut his losses and figure things out. Moving forward, we're back on the shipyards are right there, so we're inside. Han and Luke are finally back in there. They're talking to Wedge. This is Han and Leia's first contact since they split up and sent Leia to Kashyyyk, which obviously did not go swimmingly.
Did not go well.
Han thinks that she's been safe and sound on Kashyyyk this whole time. Meanwhile, she's already met the Nogri. They've identified her as Vader's daughter. They've agreed to a second date. All of that. And so essentially, he talks to Leia. She says, what are you doing back in Coruscant? And she doesn't even answer the question. She says, you have to get back here right away.
Yeah.
Han wants to know what's going on. And long story short, Borsk Butthead Phalia has set up and made it look like Admiral Akbar has committed treason against the fledgling New Republic, and that the guys need to come home right away to, I guess, help set him free.
Freaking hate that guy.
Yeah, it sucks because you want to like the Bothans.
You want to.
Borsk is the one you get the most time with, and he's just a real prick.
He's the worst.
So that
trash man.
That is the end of part 6.
What a place to leave off.
Yeah.
Great cliffhanger Tim's on.
Yeah. Imagine if that was like...
Because you got to think
Yeah.
how beloved Akbar's got to be to the Star Wars audience at the time. There's not there's not a lot of great characters to pull
Yeah, this is
from.
before they decided to blow him away with the freaking Last Jedi with no death scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
You know, whenever that happened, I was legitimately upset, right? Because I've been a big Akbar fan my whole life.
Of course.
And then I saw a clip or a meme or a whatever that was like, oh yeah, this is the part where they killed Akbar and everybody pretended to like Akbar just because they hate The Last Jedi. And I was like, listen here, you dusty bitch. I used to go to Chinese food with my dad when we were in the Cub Scouts, and I was the only one that signed up. And we went together, just me and my dad, because I was the only Cub Scout in the whole whatever you want to call it. What do you call it, a den?
Troop.
Yeah, whatever. And
I assume I was never a part
we
myself.
went to freaking Chinese,
Not a nerd.
and at the freaking fish tank in the corner, they had those
The sucker fish.
those sucker fish.
Yeah, the cleaners.
And he kept calling them Admiral Akbar fish. I'm talking when I was like 5 years old. So don't tell me what I don't like about Admiral Akbar. Or that I don't love Admiral Akbar.
Kind of impressed with Dad that he would have known who Admiral Akbar was.
Yeah. Every once in a while you see little glimpses of brilliance in that man.
Every once in a while.
If you ever want to piss Mom off, just give Dad credit for something cool about us.
There was one time, this is such a dumb memory, but I stored it away because I thought it was so funny. I had like packed clothes or something for whatever reason. I'd moved clothes between houses, and my mom was like, "You did a really good job folding those shirts," and I was like, "Thanks, Dad did it." And she goes, "Well."
Checkmate.
Couldn't think of anything to say.
Yeah, you guys were playing Verbal Connect 4, and she was like, "Stopped you here," and you're like, dink. So
I had a backup plan.
yeah, but that's been Heir to the Empire. This is part 6, and so we got to figure out what the heck is going on with Borsk Phalia, that jackrabbit, and Admiral Akbar back on Coruscant. He's on trial for treason. You have Talon Card and Mara and the Talon Card crew having to figure out what they're going to do now that they are still not wanting to choose sides, but by escaping the Empire and leaving Merkur, you're basically choosing sides. So do they give...
The old Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
Sent there to
Exactly.
capture the quarry,
Exactly.
ends up on the side of the quarry.
Yeah. Do you do a huge favor for the Empire just to get back in the neutral zone, or do you just side with the New Republic at this point?
Yeah.
And then, of course, Luke and Han are headed back to Coruscant.
And
we saw
Thrawn
the big meeting
does not
with...
seem to be in a forgiving mood. There's the one
No.
panel where they have the Millennium Falcon towing an X-Wing, and they're like, "You don't think?" And he's like, "Well, if that's the case, then Card has a lot to answer for."
A lot to answer.
I think he says a great deal, but the second "a great deal" is in bold print, so he means it.
Yeah. So, very excited. We're going to release this one. Today is Monday the 17th. We're going to try to get this one out by, I'll say, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Just to be safe.
Good old schmedium.
And then, of course, we'll have part 1 of Dark Force Rising coming to you Friday. So if you're listening to this on Wednesday...
We'll saw we.
What's all we?
Well, saw we.
Been really busy.
Been really busy.
Really busy. Well, we used a secret weapon.
Well, waste a secret weapon. Good
So-
thing we didn't miss an American Tail reference any week.
Yeah, I think we're 6 for 6.
Had to fit that one in there.
or whatever. But thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok and Instagram especially. Again, we're posting infographics, shorts, things like that. I put out a short just a couple of days ago talking about a concept of something called Force Attunement, which is from Legends.
Yes.
You can check that out. You can check that out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember always that the Force will be with you.
I remember also, maybe a little more important than what he said, the only family you have here is me. Hold on. Had to make it right. All right, we'll see you next time.